Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News. Bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Monday, December 2nd at noon, Mountain Time 2019. Winter Storm Ezekiel is not over yet, bombing out over the Northeast and wreaking havoc for morning commuters. Hundreds of flights canceled, thousands more delayed as Winter Storm moves east. And it turns out that it was Denver's snowiest November since 1994. This in a city which embraces global warming and has been touting the fact that snow has been over because of climate change, has now got a sock stuffed in their mouth. And a tiny town in Colorado opens its arms to over 700 stranded travelers. When I was reading this, I got a little choked up, but I'll try to do it again. When the emergency shelter in Fairplay ran out of blankets Saturday night, volunteers went door to door collecting extras from locals. When the hotels ran out of rooms, managers let stranded travelers sleep in the lobbies. When the shelter's cots were full, volunteers spread out high school's wrestling mats to try to keep people off the floor. Words don't even describe what this small town group of volunteers pulled off here, says Dave Kintz. More than 700 people were stranded in Fairplay, a town of only 762. That's what happens in tiny towns. We're prepared. And some people aren't. Proper prior planning prevents piss-poor performance as nor'easter to bury northeast in snow as deadly storm blamed for pileups, crashes, snarling traffic. Are you snarled? Let's see what the lamestream has to say.
A little bit longer for some students who are waking up to school closings and delays here on the East Coast as that nor'easter strengthens.
Yeah, the storm already creating a mess as millions of folks still trying to get home from the holiday. And take a look at this. This was at the Giants-Packers game in New Jersey Sunday. They actually, well, they had to shovel the field at times to try to play that game. Well, they didn't help the Giants at all. You can see the field or not, but still, that's how nasty the snow and the weather was.
And more snow is on the way right now. Stephanie Ramos is going to start us off in Albany, New York, where the snow is coming down. I think it's coming down right now. Stephanie, how are you?
It is, George, and we'll likely see about 20 inches of snow here in Albany. That's including snowfall from yesterday, some of it piled up right here, and what we're expecting later today. Governor Cuomo has placed the National Guard on standby as this winter storm moves through the state, leaving behind a mess across the country. This morning, extreme blizzards barreling through the Midwest and heavy snow in the Northeast. As travelers head home after the holiday weekend, conditions starting out icy in upstate New York. Cars seen on the side of the interstate after skidding off the road. State police and emergency crews attempting to assist stranded drivers. In Albany, a total whiteout. Vehicles struggling to maneuver through more than a foot of snow. Drivers abandoning their cars, including semis altogether. Neighborhoods left completely buried as plow trucks brave the treacherous conditions. The New England region also preparing for a similar predicament. Massachusetts deploying an army of salt trucks as residents hit the grocery stores to stock up on supplies. At the nation's airports, chaos as more than 500 flights canceled Sunday. This plane stuck in the grass after sliding off a taxiway in Buffalo. And in Connecticut, frustration mounting as delays and cancellations ensued at Bradley Airport.
Absolutely insane. Deadly winter wallop, and we are 3 weeks from winter. But they don't report on that. Not a single person in the mainstream is talking about the fact that it's not winter. That winter isn't, the solstice isn't for 3 weeks. Yet the headline says deadly winter wallop in fall. Amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's mind-boggling. New Jersey weather, winter storm watch issued for 9 inches of snow forecast for parts of New Jersey. Hello. And if you want to check some of the totals this morning from Boston, they're amazing. 19 inches in Woodford, 18.9 already in Snaganochoke. Marlborough, man, the 10.5. And as far as down here at Hopkins Mills, 9 inches. And this snow is going to continue to pile up. Winter storm impacting the Northeast and New England. A powerful coastal storm will slide up the Northeast and New England coastline over the next couple of days. Heavy snow is likely from the spine of the Appalachians into the interior portions of the Northeast and much of New England. Hazardous travel is anticipated. Also, a couple of storms will move into California in the Four Corners this week, making the ski resorts buried in the global warming goodness. Heavy rain and mountain snow expected. There'll be flooding Winter storm watches and warnings are sparse. Still a blizzard warning up here in north central Montana and the Northeast, all the way down the Appalachians into Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. Winter storm watches and warnings in hundreds of counties. Click on the map at your county for your warnings and watches in your region. Now we have a new tool here, the snowfall analysis for the last 24 hours coming in. I'll leave you links to this, and you can simply blow up your area and see how much snow has fallen based on available data live. And you can see Albany and West, the big winner here, showing up with over 2 feet of snow already on the ground in the last 24 hours. Northern Michigan picking up good amount of snow. Wisconsin, the big winner there, up in the Northeast. And then we can travel over here and look at the depths of snow falling in the last 24 hours. Some areas up to 3 feet here. That's what the purple is, 36 inches or more, 2 feet in the maroon. South of Carson City, take a look at the High Sierras. They're getting their first taste, the winter in the fall, as usual. And the model's showing it not letting up. These patterns are going to continue to be quite snowy in the west and the east. The Midwest is being spared here. So it's the Northeast and the Mountain West is going to be the big winner. And British Columbia and the Sierras, well, the skiing will be fantastic. Seismic update. A few quakes and note up here. 6.0 kicking off last night in Alaska in the Aleutians. And we have some Aleutian activity. We also have some minor Cascadia activity here. A 4.1 kicking offshore here in Tofino. We also have Mount Rainier action, 3.6 in Packwood. If these quakes increase above 4 magnitude, then we're looking at an imminent eruption. But a 3.6 just shows that there's some magma moving in the subsurface in this region. So we're going to keep a close eye on it. Yes, we are. Worldwide volcano news update. Rainier is at the top of the list, followed by normal activity worldwide. Come check the link below, Worldwide Volcano News, for more info. Fear-based manipulation. How politicians, marketeers, and the media create panic to control the masses. Well, I released a video last night basically reporting on the propaganda in climate science, using the media and the multinational corporations to push the globalist agenda that the IPCC is responsible for. And that is to tax you on plant food. Yeah, and you stay up all night worrying about it. And then you have to go to the hospital, and then you have to go see your therapist, and so on and so forth. This just out, Americans favor $15 an hour for Congress. Well, so does the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, because there are thousands of people who would actually like to help their communities, their states, and their country. And they would do it for a regular paycheck. But that's not how it works. You have to be connected. You have to be a fundraiser. And you have to work 95% of your entire time as a congressman raising money. You're not doing anything. You're just raising money the whole time. That's how the system is set up, so that politicians do not reflect the word of the people or the sentiment at all. It's basically the sentiment of their donors, period. So I'm all for $15 an hour in Congress, and we'll see how quickly the corruption ends. Shell companies hide $15 trillion from taxes, study reports. Most of these shell companies are owned by congressmen or other politicians. It's just that simple. And while they make sure that you pay your taxes or you go to jail, they don't do any of that. They don't do anything they say. You know, most of the politicians that are against gay rights are gay, and most of the politicians that are against pot smoke it, and most of the and so on and so forth. It's a game. It's just a game. It's a money game. Follow the money. Follow the money, and it'll go right offshore, apparently. Oh my. Have you heard? China's artificial sun is about to be turned on. It's about to start operation in 2020. Now, it's not an actual sun. It's, in fact, much hotter than the sun. China's HL-2M nuclear fusion device burns with the power of 13 suns, which may or may not be true because we know very little about the actual sun. And here they report that the sun some data about our actual sun. Although it is being referred to as a sun, this reactor, the device can actually reach temperatures 13 times hotter than our star. The HL2M will be able to reach 200 million degrees Celsius. By comparison, the sun only gets as hot as 15 million degrees Celsius, which is not entirely true in its core. Now, if you come look at the state of planetary science and cosmology here and what our current knowledge is about the sun, it's absolutely ludicrous. In this recent article here, they talk about nuclear fusion in the core, where the core of the sun reaches 27 million degrees. The surface of the sun only 6,000, and then somehow miraculously, based on zero thermodynamics, the corona of the sun reaches another 14 million degrees. So somehow that 27 million degrees at the core of the sun passes through a cool outer edge of the sun at 6,000 degrees and gets reignited in the corona like magic, which is impossible. Which means the current working model of the sun is wrong. Probably 100% BS. It's probably a cold ferrite or a plasmoid that's just sitting there at 6,000 degrees and reacting in the corona. Similar to the Sapphire Project. S-A-F-I-R-E. And this fusion reactor is reminiscent of a large version of Sapphire. So there's lots of problems with what we believe in our sun, and there may be lots of problems when they turn this baby on. But it will be interesting to see what type of conspiracy theories come out of this device. It's not aliens, by the way. The 5G threat for weather satellites is only growing. Now, not only are there going to be tens of thousands of projectiles right above our head about to fall in during the next major solar outburst, but in April, Popular Mechanics reported that 5G network frequencies could interfere with weather satellites because they're operating on a very similar frequency. Now, The Verge is reporting that the mobile industry has struck a blow against concerns of NOAA. They're not concerned about anything. Weather forecasters say there's not much they can do to protect themselves from 5G, except buy a 5G hat from leakproject.com. Soon, Oppenheimer Ranch will have 5G hats, blockers. We're designing them now. But as far as 5G winds up being a noisy neighbor, they're using the same frequency signal, right around 24 gigahertz. The Verge reports delegates in the industry's World Radio Communication Conference voted for much lower, looser restrictions than weather organizations have suggested and even begged for. Tiny beeps from water vapor could be swamped by 5G signals in the same frequency, like how one radio station overpowers another as you drive away. The water vapor will always be a very weak station. And the fact that it emits any amount of radio signal has made much of the weather data collection possible. And that might not be possible once all of these satellites are up. We'll learn more as it unfolds. But what else can I say? We're fluxed. Unsealed court documents about 2 years ago are showing that the EPA colluded with Monsanto to stifle cancer research. We all knew this. We knew this 6 years ago it was going on. There were papers coming out as old as 10 years ago that said that glyphosate caused cancer. And they're still coming out. And it's still not on the mainstream news. And you can still buy glyphosate right in Tractor Supply by the gallon, $40. And people still buy it. And it's on all your food. It's in all your breast milk. If you eat processed food, that means anything in a box or a bag, you're eating glyphosate, period. You asked for it, you got it. Al, get in your hole. Hoodie, t-shirt, women's tees. It's all there. With a nice picture of Al in his hole, frozen in the glacier on the back. Now, our video last night got demonetized, and we had one video taken down 4 days ago, completely removed from the internet because it had CBD in the title. And the claim is that we're selling illicit products on our channel. If you want to do one thing to help our channel, you could write a letter to YouTube and stick your foot right up their ass. saying that Oppenheimer Ranch Project would never sell illicit products. The only thing we do on this channel is try to help humanity be better, eat better, live better, and unindoctrinate the world from the brainwashing that's happening to the masses. That's why you're all here taking these classes. And YouTube, you can kiss my asses. Hope you got something out of the video. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. And step up like fair play. You can do it. All you have to do is help someone. Do something nice for someone and don't expect anything in return. Expecting something in return is the problem. Human nature is intrinsic. We're nice. We're people. We like to help. Why do you think I do this? It's below freezing at the Oppenheimer Ranch studio, and I'm making a video. I started my research. It was 11 degrees. What did you do today? We love you.